Today we're going to test this Sinterfire 380 ammunition ballistics gel test out of my SIG P238 with a 2.7 inch barrel. I got the clear ballistics from clearballistics.com, 10% gel, and I also made up this batch of Knox ballistics gelatin, 10% ballistics gel. BB calibration on both is coming in at 3.25 inches. You'll likely see somewhat vast differences between this clear block and this Knox block. I'll put a link in the description explaining the differences between these two gel blocks. Also, for those of you who know, the Knox gel is supposed to be cold. 39 degrees is optimal temperature. Obviously it's cold out, so it's definitely cold enough. So these are lead-free hollow point, 75 grains. It does not say on the box the velocity, so I'm going to go to the website and when I'm done here at the range. Full disclosure, I kind of already know what these are going to do because I've tested them off camera in my previous giant, most powerful 380 ammunition you can buy video. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Make sure you check that out. Those are most powerful. Later on, when I can collect enough, we'll be doing the overall best cartridges. But I really like what these do. Surprisingly, it does not advertise anywhere on the box, but these fragment. So wait till you see that. So I only have 7 of these, I think, so it's not really enough for me to do what I want to do and do a 5-shot group. So I'm going to try my best here to line my chrono up on the bag, and hopefully we can get some reads as they go into the gel. So what I'm going to do, since I only have 7 of these left, these were gifted to me, so that's why I only have 7. I'm going to fire 1 each into each bare block, and then we'll do the IWBA test, 4 layers of denim in front of each, and we'll put a couple at least in each block through the denim. But you're going to see that the denim does not bother these. By the way, if you want to see a review on that P238, I'll link that in the description as well. Yeah, and obviously you guys can't see the numbers on the chrono there, so I will holler them out after the shot. Or I suppose I could just come over here and show you, huh? Alright, so there's the entry on that. There's the fragmentation I was talking about. So a lot like the RIP and the Liberty Civil Defense rounds. But what I've noticed is the base carries further than both of those. Let me grab my tape measure real quick. Alright, so fragmentations went anywhere between about 4 inches and just about 6 there. Looks like we got 4 chunks there of fragmentation. And then the base of it carried to a little over 11, but actually we got this bounce back here, which means the bullet traveled this far and then bounced back. That's one of the things about this clear gel, and that went to about 12 inches there. As you may know, 12 inches is the FBI minimum required penetration, so it's one of the few 380 rounds that actually does quite a bit of damage and still penetrates 12 inches. So I'm actually carrying this in my 380 when I carry a 380 because of that, because it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's hard to get either good expansion and damage or penetration both in the same, and this round, in my opinion, does a pretty good job of providing that. So anyways, we'll get this clear block on here, hit it, and then we'll throw denim over them and shoot them a few times. .965 on that one. Well, that's interesting. This stuff is just always throwing me for a loop. On this one, well, I guess we did get a decent amount lower velocity, so that probably plays into it some. But anyways, typically my experience is if the defense round expands as designed, it usually doesn't penetrate as far in the clear as it does the brown. But here we got the opposite happening. Maybe that's just due to the drop in velocity with that one. Is a little underpowered compared to the first one. But regardless, still expanded and fragmented, and then the base carried through. And that's coming in about 9 1/4 is what I'm seeing. So there's your entry. And of course we'll pick these out when we're done here and examine them all, but not a whole lot to see. There's a base and a bunch of pieces that broke off, but we'll still take a look. All right, well, I'll get the 4 layers of denim thrown on there and we'll try again. "963 feet per second. "987 feet per second. All right, there's your entry for both, here and here, first shot, second shot. And the first one did not expand at all, so that's interesting. This is why you want to do multiple shots, because you know your first and second one might expand, but the third one might not. But again, differences in these blocks. It's been my experience that, as I was saying earlier, not only do they penetrate less generally if they work as designed, but it's also more common to not get expansion through this stuff, whereas in the Knox you do. Again, for that and even more details, much more details on the differences between these two, check out the link in the description. I made a video about it to explain it all. Anyways, so we'll get a measurement here in a second, but you can see the second one did expand, or yeah, fragment I should say. There's the base, and of course our first shot there. Decent wound channel there, but I can tell you that's because that's where it tumbled, because it's sitting in there backwards. So common misconception, people see this, and a lot of times the tumbling, the wound channel from the tumbling is much more extravagant and large than a hollow point actually opening and working correctly, so they think, oh my god, that round's amazing, but really it's just because it tumbled. Now if they'll tumble every time like some ammunition is designed to do, then that's great, but a lot of times with stuff, including this, they're not designed to tumble, so it's just a fluke, and also because it didn't expand. Now if it tumbled every time that it didn't expand, that would be cool, and that would give you a good channel anyways. That's a possibility, but I don't have enough rounds to test that theory today. So I'll probably put the rest in here, because I have no use really for those 7. I've been saving them for this video. So we'll put the rest in here and see if any of them failed to open up. I'm thinking that one just failed because, well, it was a lower velocity, but also because it's in that clear stuff. They should all open in the Knox. "978. "1,025. "1,039. All right, so my first shot was right next to this old shot. I didn't mean to do that, but even though it was right next to it, still did what it was supposed to do. Second shot, third shot, every single one of them threw the denim into the Knox gel, expanded, fragmented, exactly the same as all the others, and you can see they're all resting right here. I think our original went 9 1/4 roughly, and you can see we're coming in here right around the same area. Pretty consistent penetration there, as short as about 8 1/2, 8 3/4 it looks like, as far as possibly 9 1/2 there. So that's interesting. I think when I just popped it in a block before I shot it into this stuff, as I said, this stuff's always throwing me for loops. Typically, if it works as designed, you get less penetration through that. It's like this has more resistance, and it doesn't let some rounds penetrate as far as the Knox. But we're seeing the opposite here today, so that's interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot to get a measurement on these ones. Well, this one there is reflecting about the same penetration at 9 1/2. this one here that did fragment through the 4 layers of denim and the clear. Well, I guess with the bounce back, you're getting about 10 1/4, almost 10 1/2. And then of course the one that didn't penetrate, oh, what's that? This is a 16-inch block, so that's probably about 14 1/2 inches there. Also, you can see the difference in the wound channels, the permanent wound cavities between this clear gel and the Knox. Pretty big difference the way they look. So like I said, link in the description for the video explaining the differences between these blocks and why they do what they do. But a lot of you guys out there swear by the clear blocks. Other people swear by the brown. Personally, I'm a little more swayed towards the brown myself. But I still like using both. And like I said, generally it seems like it's a little harder to get stuff to open up in this. So that's actually a really good test. Because if you can get your carry around to open up through 4 layers of denim and in a clear block, then you know that round is solid. Like you're seeing here, and my experience has been, it's a little easier from the open in the brown. But anyways, to the best of my ability, I'm going to continue using both Knox ballistics gelatin and the clear blocks. So you can look forward to that on all future gel tests. Again, I said, as the best of my ability, that clear stuff's pretty expensive. Knox not so bad, but we'll try to keep incorporating both here because it gives really good comparison results, and it helps you guys learn about the differences because a lot of people don't know that they're really different other than one's more clear. Again, if you want to know those differences, check out that video. Alright, I got another video I'm trying to film with these real quick. So I'm going to do that real quick, but they'll look a little different when I go to pluck these out so we can examine them, but I don't want to start cutting the blocks up yet until I get that other video done. Alright, so I plucked a few out. I took all the bases out of the brown here. I only took one out of there. This stuff is a nightmare to cut through. It's like trying to cut rubber and the blade sticks, so that's another difference yet again. But these are all going to look the same regardless. If they fragment like apparently they're designed to do, then they're all going to look the same. Where, whoopsie, gun sliding there. Where the base carries through. Okay, there's the base through one of the clear ones I pulled out. So they're going to look the same if they break up like they're designed to do. And then you'll have pieces, anything from that small to that big, that break off. Typically they break off in either 3 or 4 pieces. So that's what you can expect as far as that goes, your fragmentation of the tip there. And then your base, as you can see, is pretty much the same, carries through as far as it carries through. And then that's what it looks like if it doesn't do that on that one that we got through the clear that didn't do anything. Those are 380 also. That's from the other video I was talking about. Hey, you want to know what those are? Well, that's why you got to stay tuned and watch the channel, because I ain't going to tell you. So make sure you check out the channel to see what you missed. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. I'm probably eventually, before too long here, I'll probably make a 9mm 380 45 playlist and all that, so it'll be easier for you guys to find. But yep, those are the other ones we did. Those things expand massively. Oh, there's a little peep shot of the box there. So that's our results. Thanks for watching. I'll have plenty more gel tests coming up in all kinds of different calibers. Like I said, take a gander through the channel, see what I've been up to. Appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.